Hello one and all, and welcome back to Pratfall. In today's video we're going to be building a very spooky, very derelict church. It is going to be ever so spooky and mysterious and dingy, and I'm going to be taking a lot of inspiration from one of our recent videos in which we rebuilt the church in Woodguard. Check that one out if you've not seen it already. But it's going to be on a much smaller scale, and we're going to be building it from scratch as opposed to restoring a pre-existing building. Now, as for the blocks that we're going to use in the video, first off, as like a base, we're going to use the weathered stone, because again, it really feeds into that dingy sort of aesthetic. I don't know if you've noticed, but if you've watched any of my previous videos, I really like making these kind of builds where they're kind of old, broken, run down. Not a popular choice, but it's something that I enjoy doing. So the weathered stone is going to be really good for this build. In addition to that, obviously, we need the ectoplasm blocks, aka the stained glass, because it's going to be a church, of course we do. And then, crucially, the magic piece for this build is going to be the well block. Now, a lot of you may have tried this combination out already, but for those of you who haven't, the well blocks and the ectoplasm blocks actually go beautifully together. The well blocks kind of have this like muted green kind of colour to them. And obviously with the ectoplasm being green, they mesh perfectly well. And that's honestly the main driving force behind me creating this build. So without any further ado, let's begin making the basic structure, which isn't going to be anything too fancy. It's just going to be a big rectangle, basically. And then we're going to build the walls up a little bit, maybe add a couple of staircases and some kind of doorway, and then we'll come back with an update. I have finished the walls, kind of, somewhat. As you can see, there's no roof yet, but we have the basic wall structure laid out. So at the back there, we have a slightly raised area, so I'm guessing that would be where the sort of altar goes and like the focal point of the church. Maybe a big stained glass window in the back is what I'm kind of envisioning. And then I'm going to have a couple of staircases like this going up at the back, and I want like a small upper level, maybe for like a confessional or something at the back of the church. And then we have kind of a stone doorway coming in as well. I'm thinking of making it open at the front. I don't think I'm going to put a door in. I might just leave it open and we can have, because I want it to be very dark inside, so maybe having some like natural light sort of seep into the church I think would look quite cool. Okay, so we've continued to build the walls up a little bit more. Started making that room at the top that I was talking about, and now we're starting to carve some windows into the side of the build. And I'm trying to utilize all three of the major blocks for this piece. So we obviously have like the wall is made of the well block, and then the window itself is going to be the ectoplasm, and then I have this like weathered stone frame around it. And I think the three together just look absolutely beautiful. Or maybe beautiful isn't exactly the appropriate word, but it's good. It's looking good. So once we've finished the walls, we might add a few like extra kind of pillars around to give the church a bit more depth, and then we'll start work on the roof. Well, the build is definitely coming along. As you can see, I've decided to add a bit of roughly cut stone in as well, in addition to the weathered stone. I just want it to be, as I mentioned at the start, the main sort of focal point of the church, and I think rather than simply using weathered stone, we'd mix it up a little bit and add a different kind of stone. So I'm just playing around with the structure. To be honest, I had no real plan at this point, but the back window, we're making a big sort of circular shape with the ectoplasm, and then as you can see, I'm going to kind of cut into it slightly. So again, we have a bit of natural light coming in as well. I think the combination of the natural light with the glow from the glass blocks will be a really nice effect at the end. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I really don't enjoy making roofs. It doesn't get more appealing the more I do it. But it is done now, and I think it's even. If not, we're just going to deal with it. So with regards to furnishing the church, I think the obvious choices have to be some of the new hollow halls, like crypt furniture, right? The collector's stuff. I can't do the voice. But like the little cabinets, the crypt chairs. Obviously, we want a couple of like bookshelves in there. It's, you know, who doesn't enjoy crafting a load of books? That's definitely not tedious in this game, is it? No. But it's a church, so we need books. We could maybe get some of the crypt candles too, that give like the green flame. I think that'd be really good. And again, the combination of the green, the lighting from the green flames inside the church, with a bit of the natural light coming in from the window gaps and the doorway, should look quite nice at the end. Fingers crossed. So thank you for watching, guys. Subscribe for more content like this. Drop us a like to show your support. Comment any suggestions you may have, and enjoy the tour.